Down about 2 feet, hitting a loss of compaction, some ashes, broken glass. It started snowing. It is very cold out today. May have the first whole piece though. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That is crude. You know, this probably dates back before Montana was even a state. I'm in Butte, Montana, and the house behind me was built over 140 years ago. It shows up on an 1884 map. I've got permission to excavate the grounds in search of artifacts, so we'll take a walk around and see what's going on. This is an incredible structure. It's built mainly of bricks. It's got that mansard roof. I was told by the owners that it is built out of machine-cut nails. And you'll see the rock foundation. It has a fairly wide open backyard. That's the area we'll be focusing on today. Here's the backyard. As I mentioned, it's incredibly open. There is what appears to be a rock foundation, which correlates with the 1884 map. It shows there was a dwelling back there. I did try probing the ground, and it is very rocky, so it's going to be a process locating anything to dig. Straight off the corner of the house, near the property line, you'll see it kick some marks in the ground. I've probed this. It was one of the only spots in the yard I could find where the rod dropped. I hit what I believe is coal ash and glass. That's a good indicator of an early site. We'll get this thing opened up. Oh, the ground here is incredibly rocky. We can hardly get a shovel through the ground, so we'll have to use the hammer drill with a chisel bit. It should get the job done. Down about 2 feet, hitting a loss of compaction, some ashes, broken glass. It started snowing. It is very cold out today. May have the first whole piece though. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That is crude. Looks like some kind of English ale bottle. It's got a turn mold. You know, this probably dates back before Montana was even a state. Montana Territory era piece. It's beautiful. I've also found part of this Jacob's Bitters. It was, I believe, from St. Louis. It's got a key mold bottom, so we're definitely in the right era. Here's the bottom of a champagne bottle. This is, again, of era, pre-statehood. It's got remnants of a paper label on it right there, but yeah, that is too far gone to say for sure what it was, what company bottled it. Yeah, this ground keeps dropping in, so I'll get this cleared down and continue on. I took a scoop into this use layer and all kinds of stuff fell out here. We've got a lot going on. First of all, I noticed some more brass. We've been finding little brass pieces. This looks like a suspender clip. I'm not sure if there's any company name on it. I'm not seeing anything, but it's in a fairly decent shape for being in the ground. This bottle fell out. Here we go. Mrs. Winslow's Soothing Syrup, Curtis and Perkins proprietors. I've dug a lot of these over the years. It's got like a kind of a rolled lip on it. Looks like this is from Bangor, Maine. It was used to quiet colicky infants. I believe it actually had morphine in it. I saw something around. What do we have? Okay, so this looks like it could be to a lock set, or you know what? Maybe a doorbell. That has some very ornate design on it there. Oh, that's really something. You know, the house is ornate. I'm guessing it's possible this is original to the property. You'll notice this color change in the soil. So this is lime. This was thrown down outhouse pits way back when to neutralize the smell and to disinfect. I'm fairly certain we're in an old outhouse pit. I did find a few more pieces, part of a prescription bottle. That's got to be 1880s. It's got that tapered lip on it. Got a square nail. Definitely a mark of the era. This could be a rosette off of a horse bridle. It looks like some kind of button, glass button, and a brass back. And then part of this dinner plate that looks to be English transferware. Could be 1870s or 80s. And also got this brass object. Not entirely sure what it is, but it's definitely of era. There we go. Got a prescription bottle made by the Whittle Tatum Company. This is an old one. It's a Blake style. Unfortunately, there's no markings on it from a local drugstore or nearby business. I was clearing out more dirt and saw a couple of these little pill bottles fall out. I believe that's a machine blown piece. Part of a paper label, too far gone to read. But yeah, we're getting into a solid layer down here. Another little pill bottle. Yeah, another machine blown piece. There we go. Plenty of ashes. It's actually fairly dusty down here. Finding plenty of bricks as well. A chop house bone, maybe a stew bone from cooking meals. Well, that was possibly an English food bottle. Had some good age to it. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, it's part of that dinner set I found. There we go. Henry Alcock and Company. Utopian semi-porcelain, England. So there's the stamp. It's that kind of light orange color. Looks like some kind of saucer, maybe a dessert plate. Actually, I think that's a dessert plate. Oh, there's the top to that food bottle. So look at that. That was an applied top. I always get asked about the difference between tooled tops and applied tops. Well, applied tops were, as the name suggests, applied separately in the mold with glass, and you can recognize it because the glass appears to drip down slightly from the top, whereas a tooled top bottle, the glass in the mold was tooled and smooth. Also, these applied top bottles have a ridge inside the lip from the glass being applied. Oh wow, a tiny mason jar. It's broken, but it was Mason's patent. It's rare for me to find a smaller version. Usually they're quart sized, but yeah, it's got a ground lip, and yeah, there's part of the S of Mason's and the T of patent. And it's a clear jar. I wish this one had been intact. May have found the bottom, but there's a slight use layer here. Looks like a medicine of some sort. Oh, what's this? It's like a zinc glazed lid, maybe a salt glazed lid. Could be to some kind of a canning jar of some sort. It's stoneware. What do we have here? LM Green Proprietor, Woodbury, New Jersey. Okay, I've dug these. I dug some of these in Yankton, South Dakota. I think I've dug them back home in North Dakota as well. So there's Woodbury, New Jersey. LM Green has a really popular patent medicine for its time. That's a tooled top. Oh, and a olive oil bottle, tooled top olive oil. No embossing on it. Looks like it still has some contents in it. See, it's laid in the ground like that all those years. That's amazing it survived. That's a very fragile piece. We have here pickle bottle. Sold pickled goods. Another tooled top piece. Would have had a paper label on the front. Could have been from a local merchant. Oh. And a pumpkin seed liquor flask. Might have broke when they threw it down, but yeah, that's good. That's 1880s, 1890s. Well, this is interesting. I just found a brass square nail. Every one of these I'd found before was steel, so that's kind of cool. Makes me wonder what it was used for. But anyway, down here we've hit bottom. It's definitely hard packed, and I'm just kind of clearing out this last wall. I'm wondering if there could be another pit in this yard. It's possible. Looks like there's maybe like a bit of a use layer on bottom, indicating the pit could have been cleaned out at one point, way back when folks would hire people to clean these outhouses. Sort of like what modern day septic tank cleaners do, I suppose. We're also found a couple skulls, livestock of some sort, livestock skulls. Maybe they were butchering animals here. Mason's patent, November 30th, 1858. It's got that cross on it. That's the Hero Cross, a mark of the Hero Glassworks. They were located out east somewhere. They have plenty of lime. It's definitely an old outhouse pit we're in here. There we go. Another English ale bottle, a turn mold piece. It's got an applied top. Looks to be a very deep olive. They call this black glass, but it's usually a deep olive or a deep amber. And some kind of a flavoring extract. Looks like a oval panel on the front. Another tooled top piece. Okay, so there's the wall. Let's see. Some broken lantern pieces. Looks like a bit of the backfill layer left. All this lime. Can't be good to be breathing in, but there's not much of it. More bricks. Let's see. Some rocks. This pit's done. Here's the haul. I concluded this was an outhouse pit used by the residents during the 1880s and 1890s. It seems it was cleaned out. Fortunately, some pieces are thrown back. Got some dinnerware. Prescription bottle, ales, and olive oil, broken canning jars, some food bottles, pickle bottles, patent medicines, baking extract, liquor flask, some pill bottles, door hardware. All in all, very typical for a residence during those times. We'll get this thing filled back in. That's all cleaned up. I decided to grid out some more of the property. And right over here on the other side, let's see, I kicked some more marks in the ground, pushed a pro rod through, hit what I believe is coal ash and a decent amount of glass. I think we've got another pit. I'm down roughly 4 feet. I took a scoop into what I believe is a use layer. A couple bullets came out. WRA company, I believe that's the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. These are 32 caliber, never used. Down here, some bottles just kind of fell out. Looks like maybe a perfume, and either a liquor flask or a prescription bottle. Let's see. Lazelle's Perfumes, New York. Okay, I find a lot of these. It was a very popular product around the turn of the century. WM Company. So this is a black colored stamp that usually indicates something earlier. It's just some plain ironstone china. Looks like a dinner plate. That's blank. So prescription bottle made by the Illinois Glass Company. It's got IG Co. and the diamond. Still has the cork in it. That's kind of cool. This is interesting. A couple more bullets. So this one has UMC on it. It's a 44 cal, I believe. Then S and WR. So yeah, another piece over 100 years old. It had never been fired. It looks like there's some kind of ornate. Okay, there's one just laying out here. I'm just like scooping into this use layer. Another homeopathic vial. It's like machine blown. It held tiny pills, but it had a paper label wrapped around it. Wow. That's beautiful. It's a transferware teacup. Look at that, it's got some like 24 karat gold leaf on it. That's really something. And another prescription bottle, another blank one, made by the Illinois Glass Company. Tool top. Put this at about 1900. There's so much glass in here. What do we have? Some nice stamping. Looks like it's hand painted, almost like a Asian type design on it. Has some nice crazing. Oh wow, that's unusual. I've never seen one of these before. Some kind of a canning jar lid, it looks like. You know, it's strange there's no patent date on it. Likely for a wire bale. Okay, some kind of a pickle bottle. Jewel top pickle, could have held like pickles relish, something along those lines. Another pickle bottle. Definitely a household type hit. The paper label. It's actually somewhat legible. Can't make it out entirely. Could have been like a turn mold piece. Maybe some sort of ginger ale. Yeah, tree roots. Old shoe. Top ketchup bottle. I believe this is a champagne style. Looks like it might have some remnants of lime on it. Another indicator this is an old outhouse pit. Ketchup bottle. That one, Daisy something on the label. That's interesting if you look close. Maybe it's a Daisy brand. Hard to say. I've never seen one of these before. And an ink bottle. Sanford's. They were one of the biggest ink manufacturing companies in the US. Cone style. I found this glass button. It's got some great iridescence on it. Iridescence is that rainbow kind of opaling effect. It seems to be made of glass, some kind of black glass. Down here, I hit a solid use layer, but there isn't much else. We found bottom. This pit wasn't really the age we were looking for. There are a few pieces thrown in. What do we have here? Okay, this is I think it's a French mustard bottle. I found some of these on Fort Pembina. That's like 1880s, 1890s. Has a label on the back, actually, a little round label. That's kind of cool. There's like broken windows and all kinds of stuff on bottom here. This is fell out. This is an old one. Lowell, Massachusetts. Ayers pills. Okay, so Lowell, Massachusetts. Ayers pills. Let's build some really tiny pills. There's a good few pieces down here. It's right on bottom. Pickle bottle. No embossing on it. That has some nice iridescence as well. And a little French square style prescription. It's got a shield with an S pattern on bottom. Not sure if I've seen that before. This could have been from a local drugstore. You see all that color change? That's the use layer I was talking about. Look at that. Okay, yeah, another utopian pattern. Yeah, some kind of saucer, maybe a dessert plate. Yeah, a bunch of eggshells and lime. Definitely an old outhouse pit. Looks like it was likely cleaned out at some point though, unfortunately. Food bottle. No embossing. Tooled top, I believe. Yeah. Tooled top, food bottle. Could have held like capers. And ink bottle. Sanford's 89. That could be 1889, but I can't say for sure. Kind of almost like a bell shape. Not sure I've ever dug one of these before. Some yellow ware. In the final corner. Oh wow, some kind of a maybe patent medicine bottle. Looks like it was repurposed at one point and had bluing put into it. That was very common back in the day. Here's the haul. I concluded this was an outhouse pit used by the residents during the 1890s. It seems it was cleaned out, but there were some pieces thrown back in. Got some dinnerware, patent medicines, prescription bottles, condiment containers, pickle bottles, that mason jar lid, a couple inks and a perfume. Fairly typical of a residence during those times. There you have it. We'll get this thing filled back in.